What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is me, Trash Salsa, and today, weird video, but a really good video and really kind of crazy video. This is my S-23, and me and this fan together have discovered something that we can do with the motor. Well, not really discovered. I guess you could do it anytime, but I don't know. So this video started with me actually fixing my 47. That's how, yeah, that's how we got here. My P47 was leaking oil, okay, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go fix that. And then I remembered that this fan was also leaking oil, and I had to use this fan like a week after I started working on the 47. So then ultimately I took the 47 apart, and then I never like did anything with it. I took the fan apart. I have it all in video. I took it apart, and then I put the 47 like away, like in pieces, and then I took this fan apart, and then that's the whole video. So I never went back to the 47. I just put it back together like yesterday, and it's been like 3 weeks. That's kind of a problem. So basically, I went to take this fan apart, and I remembered that like where the wicks and the bushing and all that stuff is, there's the rivets that hold all that together inside the motor. And I was like, what if I just drill the rivets out, and then once I'm in there, I can just replace the wicks, clean everything in there, right? There's probably bad oil. You'll see it all in video. But I decided to try it. I was a little hesitant, but I had faith. And obviously I'm going to spoil it. It was successful. Now, I haven't seen anyone else do this before. To my knowledge, of all the years of watching box fan videos, I have not seen any other collector drill the rivets out in the motor and do all the work I had to do. I had to do a lot of weird stuff, like I had to burn the bearings with fire. Yes, I had to do that, and that is a thing. So you'll see all that in this video later on, but so because I was starting to work on this fan, and then I had to do all those other things, like this fan kind of stole the show, because now this video is not about the 47 anymore, it's about this fan. So the P47, I'm just going to cut out all that, video out of this video, because there's no point. This was supposed to be a 2-in-1, like, repair. Like, oh, I fixed, these two fans need to be fixed. Like, and then it was just really just this fan. The 47, spoiler, I just cleaned it, and then I just put it all back together. I'll wait until I need to use it again. If it has problems, then I'll make its own video where I'll do this procedure from this fan onto the 47. But right now I don't care about that. There's like no content. All the content was with this fan because I had to do all the cool stuff with this fan. So that's this video basically. I'm just saying that because in the video I'm gonna reference the 47, and you're gonna be like, what is he talking about? Because I had to cut all that stuff out. So I'm just kind of saying that. But like, well, why are you telling me? I don't care if it's not in the video. Why are you telling me? Because I'm gonna mention it later, and you're gonna get confused when I start talking about the P47 that he just worked on. And you're going to be like, what is he talking about? There is nothing in here. I didn't see anything about the 47. That's why, because I decided to just remove it from the video because it was just kind of irrelevant to what I was doing with this fan. So, again, if the 47 has a problem, I'll make its own video, but that's like later on. I don't care. So, so yeah, that was that. I had to say that because I needed to kind of set a foundation for what this video is going to kind of look like. And I had to answer that probably question that you're going to run into. So, yeah, that's that. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Alright, this is still the same video. I'm just doing two fans in one because I am not making two videos doing the same thing with two different fans when I can just do it all in one. So this is my S-23. Say hello, S-23. Yeah, she's a little mad right now. So first thing is I'm sick of looking at this cord. The previous owner did this redneckery right here with this goofy looking splice. I'm literally probably going to try and go to Ace right now and buy a brand new cord. I'm going to try and get a brown cord because I don't think I'm going to get like an almond one. Because yes, this is supposed to be like an almond color. I don't think I'm going to get one of this color. But I probably can get one in brown. So I'm going to go get one in brown. And then just seeing if there's anything else I can do to this besides smash it with a hammer. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so spin down is... Why is it actually good? Well, last time it wasn't. Okay. We need to get inside the motor. It's having a problem. I don't even... This was 3 months ago, and I don't even remember what the problem was. I just remembered that before I can run this fan again, I need to go inside the motor and fix something, and I have no idea what that is. So we're just going to go inside of the motor, and I'm probably just going to clean it, because I don't know what else I was supposed to do with it. This has been having a lot of oil issues recently, so I'm guessing it's probably another cleaning. This is like the 4th cleaning. What the heck was that? This will never end. So yeah, I might try to go to Ace and go buy another cord, because I'm not looking at this anymore. I'm tired of this. This is... I mean, what is this? This is bad. That was really loud. See, look. Terrible. Alright, we're going to go to Ace. There's my wallet, and we're going to go buy a new cord. I'll be right back. Or what am I wearing? We got white here too, but see, the problem with the white... Hold on, let me see the plug. See, we got the vintage plug. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I literally just took my basement shoes over there. That was kind of funny. Alright, so I got a cord and my wallet. I don't need the wallet anymore. I don't need that. I just need this. So, yeah, so we're just gonna rewire it real quick. This should be a pretty simple procedure. I just have to, this cord's like no good anyway. I'm probably gonna have to chuck it. That's why I'm doing all that. Can't get a good angle on it. Wait, maybe I can do it from the inside. Hold on, hold on. High five. Whatever, be that way. All right, we're gonna get the, I think this takes the smaller wrench. I don't know though. I legit don't know. Does it really? No, it doesn't. Why did I fall for that? Give me that. These are my blades now. You don't have any rights. You're a box fan. You're below average. You're below everything. I'm just joking. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna pull these things off. Ow! That like hit me in a weird, funny place. Alright, I'm gonna take the switch out. It's one of these, like, goofy, you gotta rotate it all stupid for an hour. Then, put that in there. After we have this, we're gonna get in here. How did I do this? At this point, I don't know what it's holding on to. I cut almost all that out. It should just come out now. Like, I don't know what it's trying to stay attached to here. I need the needle nose ones right here. No more old lady smell. This cord's gonna probably get tossed. I don't know if I can salvage it or not. I might be able to, but not in this video. Yeah, right there. See, once I stick that in there, it keeps that little door open. Then I can just pull the wire out. So we're gonna undo that. Okay, so copper. The copper goes to the copper one here, and then the other one goes to the other one. So that's pretty easily memorable. I don't need your golden sticker of your UL passing. We all know that's probably Chinese fake trash. Alright, this is allegedly a 6-foot cord. I didn't want to get like a 12-foot because I have to pay more for that, and then I don't really need it. It's a box fan, okay? It's not that crazy. So the cord, well, we're gonna cut this stupid looking thing off. Get out of here. Then we're gonna attach it to the switch. This goes here, this will run out. That's actually pretty short. That's not what I thought. I probably should have got like the 20-foot long one and then had a 19-foot long cord. Because there's like a couple feet wasted in here to travel down. Oh well. Hey, you know what? I don't care. I can always buy more later. I can always buy like every other size and then use all of them. Connect all of them. And I have like a 50-foot long cord. So don't ruin my Christmas. Okay, we're gonna separate the wires here. Like that. Then we're gonna plug this in and I'm gonna touch both ends. Nice knowing you guys. Hold on. Okay, so we have the smooth one. Then we have the one with the lines, which is neutral. The smooth one is the hot line. Hot line's gonna go where the copper one went. The copper one went to here. So the hot line's gonna go on here. Gimme. It's like fresh copper too. It looks cool. Put their little baby cap on. We're not using. Look at this. That's not safe. We're gonna get a safer one. Okay. There's a safer one. Okay, and then this one we're gonna twist. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. We're gonna twist that pretty good. Then stick it in the switch over here. Just like that. Then we're gonna take, plug her in. We're gonna unplug the Dremel. Okay, we're gonna plug it in. Oh, I should probably not touch all that when it's live. Stick the switch on there. Okay, and just carefully. There you go. So there's the new cord installed in like 2 seconds. And now we're gonna do the, so I actually need to show you guys something. So this is kind of why I'm in the fan for a minute. I don't know if you can hear this or not. If you listen to the motor when it's running, listen to what happens when I go to medium. So here's high, then medium, then low. Hear the difference? When I go to medium, it goes like, eh. So there's a bearing like misalignment problem or something on medium. All right, the wire came out, so hopefully you heard the noise because I'm not gonna put all that back in because I gotta take it out again anyway. I don't want to ruin the wire. So the cord replacement works. It's brown like the fan. We're gonna just leave it all disconnected like that because I don't need it to be connected. In fact, we're gonna disconnect this one too. So undo that. Thank you. Give me my cord back. Okay, so by doing all the stuff we did, now it's literally just the motor and the cabinet. We have nothing else to worry about. Okay, there's the motor, and then I'm going to take all these out. that out of here. Alright, so let's put it on the side. Now let me spin this first, just to get a feel of it. Okay, it does spin okay, but it feels like it's really heavy. Like it's not as loose as it should be. Like it's kind of gummy, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of got that kind of feel. So let's take her apart and put her back together again after I clean it. Alright, there we go. And here we go. Okay. Then run right here. So that didn't really give me any trouble. That's how you know I'd taken this motor apart like 5 times. It looks like I gotta do yet another cleaning. Like this is literally the 5th one. I don't think I've cleaned another motor so many times. Oh, it's one of these where that doesn't want to come through. Alright, well whatever. Be that way. And then this is supposed to just shimmy on out. I don't like that at all. That's really stupid. And we're gonna Dremel that. Fix it up a little bit. Our stator is disgusting, so that doesn't help anybody. I mean, look at the windings, they're like dark. The other side, they're shinier. I don't know what's going on, dude. Who did what with this fan? That's what I want to know. Like, look, the paint is literally like flaking off. Like, you can't make this up. Like, you can't. Look at that. You can't make this stuff up. Look at this. It's literally just flaking. I bet it will go all the way back if you let it. I know this sounds like a bad idea, but I'm almost like tempted to drill those rivets out and really get in there and like clean every single thing till it's brand new. The only thing is then I have to get screws and stuff to put it back together, and I don't have any. By this point, Ace is closed. So look how dirty it is in there. Like, this is just where the oil was. Like, how do you even do that? I have a weird itch to go in there and try it. Let's go in there and clean it, and then I can probably get screws tomorrow. I'll have to just see if I can find something that'll just hold the tension really good. Or I might even have to put, like, I know this sounds really stupid, but like maybe I could put like a dot of solder, like kind of solder some of the stuff together that maybe will hold the tension a little bit so it doesn't just come loose. Either that, or you can get the little nuts with the rubber inside, that'll help too. But then it's got to be like really tight, like you'd have to really torque the screws and nuts. That's my only concern. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I don't think I'm worried about that. I think I'm more worried about what's inside of that I need to get out of there. I'm trying to like I'm being serious. I think I've been in this motor, I think this is the 5th time. It's got to easily be the 4th or 5th time. And I've cleaned this motor twice the other way, and I think recently I put it in the dishwasher recently. There's still bad oil. It's still leaking, and it's still leaking like dirty colored oil. Now I know people are gonna just be like, okay, we'll just keep cleaning it out and eventually it'll be whatever. Okay, great. But it's just like, it's annoying because like I go to use the fan, and then when I go to use the fan again, that's when it needs to be taken apart and cleaned. Like literally next week is the week I'm gonna need to use this fan. Like that's how, like, exactly as I just said. I'm not gonna do it to the front, because the front I have to have a lot of like, I don't know. I'm not worried about the front. I want to see the back. Right now I'm concerned about the back plate. This is where I want to do some work. Let's figure this out. Let's try it. Let's just try it, because I have yet to see someone on YouTube drill those out just to see what it looks like. Like, I'm just curious. Once we're in there, we can clean every component and part individually, and then after I figure that out, if I can put it back together and it'll work, and everything will be fine, then maybe we can do it with the front, and we can clean everything fine too. But another good thing about doing this is if I need to replace the bearings, I can actually get in here now by drilling the rivets out. That's the benefit of that. So if there's a way to find new bearings, I actually might be able to just swap the bearings out, and that might solve that weird medium speed problem, right? It'll be the first time I've ever had to swap bearings. Maybe it's a little harder than I thought. Maybe it's easier than I thought. I don't know what to expect, but I don't know unless I get in there and try it. It's better than just having the fan suffer forever, right? I mean, why not? If I can do this and everything will work correctly, I can get this fan running like brand new. Like literally like brand new, because it'll have new bearings and everything will be cleaned and washed out. And we can clean that stator too and get all that garbage out of there that I didn't get out the first 20 times. Right? I don't see what the harm is. I think it should work. I think this might work. So let me go get my drill and we're gonna start drilling stuff. I might regret this, but I don't think I will. Alright, yeah, like I said, this video got a lot more interesting than I thought. Wow, really? That's it? There's like nothing in there interesting. Okay. Well, that is false. We have a very large piece of equipment right here. Whoa. Called a bearing. And it's dirty. And I need to clean it. It's okay, I have wicks to replace it with. So it's just fine. Alright, so my biggest question is, okay, well, I'm done with the repair. Let's put this back together. What I'm going to try and do is gonna get screws, because I don't have a rivet thing to rivet it, so I can't do that. Before you're like, oh, why don't you just rivet it, you idiot? Can't. Not a plausible idea. Now, let's see, this is what I mean. Like, see how it doesn't go back snugly? Like, see, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you have to, the rivets were holding down a lot of pressure. So this doesn't move at all, you know what I mean? The screws are going to need to be able to do that. Which means you'd have to really torque it down with a nut. So, I hope that that'll be possible. But hey, you know what? I'm really kind of excited to go in here. In fact, I might even do it to the other one, because I'm so confident. I think I can get this back together, and it'll be actually probably good, like better. Now, do I think I'm going to be able to find new bearings? Probably not, but I don't think I need to. As long as I could just clean these ones pretty good, that might be alright. But see, it's all this gunk. Like, see, you can't get this out. Doesn't matter how many times you try and clean this. You can't get all this garbage off. Like, see, this is after the 5th cleaning, or after the 4th cleaning from before. And look at this. It's just as dirty as it was when I first got it. There's no it would take like 20 years to officially get this clean. Or like, what about all this in here? I might have to like Dremel some of this out with the sander. Depending on, like, see what I mean? Like, it's all tough in there. It's crunchy. You see what I'm saying? Alright, so let's try and Dremel this out here. Like, clean it. See? Wire brush. I'm gonna put that there. Those wicks gotta go. They're no good. I'm not salvaging that. That's trash. Okay, let's go in here. This is what that looks like without the bearing. Trash out of there. And then you take your rear plate and then you slam it all on there. Now the only thing is you got to keep the bearings straight and then put these all together. So, you know, you put the screws in, probably tighten this one, then this one, and that one, and, you know, kind of go in that kind of circular motion. And then you'll keep your bearings straight using something. There you go, kind of. Well, there's no wicks in there. If there was wicks in there, that would kind of help keep it still. And if this was screwed down, and then we'd be fine, probably. See, that looks 1,000 times better than when we started. So there you go. I was just curious, like, what even is in here? Like, I'm just curious to see what that splice looks like. So, let's have a look inside. I'm definitely not going to prepare my Dremel for anything. Alright, let's see what the splice looks like. Let's see if the previous owner did a good job, because I promise you this is not my work. I would never do this. I'm surprised I actually trusted this for the longest time that I have it, that I've had the fan. I literally ran the fan using this, whatever this is. What's even in here? It's like... So it looks like he took the electrical tape, wrapped it around the one wire, and then one around again, and then put like clear tape over that or something. I don't know. I'm gonna remove all the layers here. It's actually not that bad, but it looks pretty bad still. Like that. This other wire has its own set of electrical tape that's really like, in fact, that might even be a heat shrink. Because that looks really tightly, like that's really on there. So I guess it wasn't that bad. Electrical job, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I really like to salvage this and use it in the fan because it's the original cord. I'm probably going to just keep it just because it's, you know, my S-23's original cord. But, unfortunately, there's just damage everywhere. Like, it's just not that good. Like, all the knots and stuff over time have just slowly started to crack the insulation. And at this point, it's not worth burning my house down over. Like, well, it's the original cord, I just had to have it. And then your house burns down because it's not safe. You know what I mean? Good morning, friends. So it is the next day. My hair looks, and I managed to make it look worse the next day. I drilled the other plate out. So yeah, I just did that like 2 seconds ago, and now I'm filming it. So I'm just gonna record. I'm just recording this so you guys can kind of see what this one looked like, because this one looks a little bit worse than the other one. So okay, so let's dissect this, and I'm not touching this with my hands. I don't have time to keep washing my hands 12 times. All right, so we have a bearing right here. Yeah, this one definitely actually like literally looks worse. Like this one's way worse than the back. The back was just a little grimy. This is like really bad. Like bad. Like the metal looks like it got stained. Just some oil. So that'll go there. Here's our I don't know what to call this. Here's that. You can see the wicks. The wicks look better in here, like as far as like they're not all cracked. Of course, they shouldn't be black like that. They should be like a nice kind of like whitish color. That didn't happen anymore. All right, let's really like dissect this. I want to see if I can get them out in one piece. Maybe like I'm gonna have to touch it, but. Oh, it's cracking. Okay, yeah, that's no good. We're gonna have to throw that out. That's not savable. Well, not like I was gonna save it anyway, but I just figured maybe I was just curious to see if I can maybe get all the oil out, just see how far I can restore this. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I might try it though. we have the retainer here. Thank you, all over my table. Looks like if there was any more wicks in there that they just completely disintegrated and disappeared. So, yeah, this is kind of disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, this looks like turd compound. Ew, don't get on my floor. I don't want that on there. What the heck? That was so loud. Okay, stop it. Okay, let's see. We're gonna clean this up. Okay, we're gonna clean this up real nice. Ew, bro! Nah, it defecated on my hand. Okay, that's disgusting. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. Can you not defecate on my hand, please? Ew. Alright, I can't do this. That's disgusting. You're gonna have to just stay broken, I guess. Like, for real. Alright. Here is what we have. We have... and that's dirty in there. The bearing. Right there. We have this right here. We have the retainer right here. And then we have the front plate right here. It looks like when they went to paint this, there's paint that got on the inside there. Like, what are you doing? I'm debating if I'm going to repaint the front too, you know? But, yeah, I'm being honest, like, the front was way worse than the back. And I think it makes sense, because I think I remember the oil was leaking out of the front port before. And I'm like, why the front? Well, now I understand why it's the front. Okay, I came back from Ace, and I bought a lot of stuff. Hopefully something there works. So they didn't really exactly have what I needed, so I had to get like 3 other solutions. Hopefully one of those solutions will work. And so I'm going to push those off to the side for a second. So I didn't want to use regular screws because I figured I'm going to have to use a wrench and really tighten them down. So I tried to get like little bolts. They didn't have any of that. So the closest I got that would help me do this, you know, torque it down, would have been these Allen wrench things. So I got some of those. I got lock washers. I got regular nuts. I got nuts that have the rubber in them, the nylon, so it, you know, tight. Yeah, so let's literally right now. So here's that. I'm just gonna do a little test run. If not, I can go to Home Depot later and buy more stuff I don't need, and hopefully something there will work. Okay, here's the process. I take this, I put the nut on, like this normal way. Use the giant wrench right here, this little giant Allen wrench, the behemoth. I'm gonna hold it with like that. Take the screw gun and tighten this down. Just need it to thread through the nylon part. Then I'm gonna unscrew it. Then, when I'm done with that, I'm gonna flip it upside down. Now that I made a little bit of a threading through the nylon part, I'm gonna start to kind of set it on there, upside down. Like that. Then I'm gonna tighten that down with the screw gun. Like that. Then we're good. Now I'm gonna take this out. Take this out of the screw gun. I have this from a computer parts thing. I put that on there. It's a converter with another thing on it. I have another mini wrench like this. I am then gonna set this wrench. You can't see this, but I'm trying here. 5/16. I'm gonna set that right on here and hold it like that. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna tighten this down. Like that. I gotta do that all the way around. See what I mean? It works out in the end. It looks kind of weird and kind of cool. So there you go. That's the solution. We'll just use those little Phillips screws. I don't know. I'll have to use that somewhere else. Now if I need to, I can take this all apart and get back in here and without drilling rivets out for an hour. So that'll be that. We're just gonna repaint all this and then should be good to go. How weird is it? I'm holding, you know, box fan bearings right now. How many people can say they've done that? Oh yeah, I'm holding S-23 bearings. Like, that's crazy. How many people have done that? Because most people in the bearings bed, they're just like, all right, let me replace the motor. Well now, if you do this, you can probably replace the bearings. I believe in salvaging stuff. I don't think there's any reason to replace the motor right here. I mean, electrically it's fine. The bearings probably could be maybe replaced, but right now I don't know where to buy this thing. I don't even know how to get the size measured. You know, but whatever. I don't worry about it. I bought some stuff. Yeah, I needed some of these. So the idea is I use one of these wire brush sanders, sand that, and then we're gonna paint it. So let's do that. Alright, so I finished painting the plates, and this is the back plate. And you can see some weirdness. So I'm debating on just sanding the entire thing all over again and repainting it. Or just accepting that it's going to look a little funny. Now I'm down to think I'm probably just going to leave it like this. Because I'm not going to be able to sand all the paint off of that, and then it's going to look weird there. So you have to be a little imperfect. It's like, what is that? What is this garbage here? I'd like to put it together, but I have to wait for the rotor to be cleaned. I don't know if I might just have to hand wash that because I can't wait for the dishwasher to get full. But I don't know, it doesn't actually look that bad now. Here's the other one. This one obviously looks a lot better. But yeah, they look fine. Never mind. Alright, so I brought the motor pieces downstairs. They're right there. I just cleaned the rotor. There's all the thrust washers. The 47 parts are in the dishwasher right now getting washed. Here is the shaft on the S-23, and there's a pretty bad groove here. Here, let me see if I can focus on any of this. See how my finger skips like that? There's a groove there. So that groove right there is what happens when I hit medium and it starts to make that grinding noise. That's got to be what that is, like weird, like that's a deep groove on there. And in the front, you can just see the scoring on this is unbelievable. It's not even like even either. This dried more than I thought it did. And I'm not gonna wait 24 hours. Now the motor is gonna smell like paint, so I'm not gonna be able to like use the fan, but just to get the motor together, this should do. And I found those wicks. The wicks are over there in that big roll of whatever that is, so. Hopefully we can get this to work, but I'll be back when I'm done cleaning all this. Alright, you guys gotta see this. So there's a weird phenomenon happening. So I'm heating up the bearing, and when it gets hot, there's oil surfacing. So hold on. You guys, I was polishing the inside of the bearing with just, you know, I don't know, hold on. It's hard to do this, can't set this down anywhere on anything. Okay, so. I'm just using this on the Dremel. It's just a little soft, like, kind of plush foam. And I'm putting it, it's like the exact diameter of the inside of the bearing. So I'm just putting it inside, cleaning it. I'm not using any substances or anything. I'm just using a little bit of alcohol inside the bearing and shining it. And for some reason, because of the friction, the bearing gets hot, and this oil is like surfacing. So here's the bearing. I'm gonna spray it with this. Okay, there's the alcohol spray, done. Then I'm gonna go over here. Okay, oil is wiped off. There's nothing there, as you can see. Now watch. Look at that, where'd all that oil come from? Okay, remove it. Isn't that weird? Look at all the oil on there. So I'm doing this because I want to clean out the oil that's somehow absorbed into the metal. So then I'm gonna grab alcohol again, more on a paper towel this time. I'm gonna wipe that off, and this is really hot. Wow, that is like boiling. See, this is the garbage that's gonna heat up in the fan, and that's what's probably leaking out. So the fan has all this oil like secreting onto the metal, and then when I'm running the fan, you get all this garbage coming out of it. Yeah, see? All that junk is coming out. More oil keeps coming out every time I heat it up, so I'm actually gonna put them in fire and I'm gonna try and boil like I got the oil to boil, like it was boiling. That's how hot I got this. And if I put the fan together and run it, the fan gets hot around 120 something degrees Fahrenheit. That's when it starts to do that. So by lighting it on fire, which is crazy but fun, I can very quickly get the oil to come out. I don't even need to do a fire, just figure out something. I got the power of fire and flame in my hand. Aluminum. See any oil? I swear this is the stupidest thing ever. Maybe I have to heat it up in the inside. This isn't exactly working. So this light gets really hot, and I'm using it right now to warm up this bearing. It's like we're like in a mini oven right now. And you can see the oil is forming all over this. Look at all that oil all over the bearing. As I'm heating it up, it's forming all over it. Now the thing is, when it's hot, I can't necessarily wipe it off, so it's just like I don't know what to do. So let me get the other one. This is like a little oven. So then I go in through the side here, turn that like a key. Once I'm in, I can drop it on looks like a little grill here. Oh, but look at that. That's a lot, dude. Now here's the thing, is how do we get the oil out? We just keep doing this until it starts to drip, or what do we do? You know what I mean? I don't know what to do. I have no, I can't wipe it when it's, who knows how many hundreds of degrees that is right now. This is way more effective than the fire. The fire didn't really do anything. We can try this on the rotor too. I wonder what's gonna happen with that. All right, so the oil is starting to boil. Yeah, literally, look. It's bubbling, do you see that? I mean, this camera doesn't pick up a lot of things. You see that? It's boiling. There's bubbles. It's literally boiling. Look at over here. Look at all the oil right there. Coming off. See, again, here's the thing. I have the oil coming out of the metal, great. But now how do I get it off? Look at it. Bubbling right off. This is so weird. I'm ready to tell scary stories. Once upon a time, there was a bearing, and it got very hot, and then oil came out of it. Just when you thought it was clean, it wasn't. Look, I'm in jail. No, I'm not in jail. I escaped. Look how sunny I am. All right, ready? Don't do this at home. Look at that. Look at all the oil coming off of that. Isn't there a safer way to do this? We're gonna bring the fire and flame back to this one. See what? You see how quickly, look how quickly that surfaces. That's crazy. When I put the fire over that one, nothing happens. Like one little dot of oil shows up here. There's a little bit of oil forming here on the bottom, pooling up. But not like this one. This one's literally dripping. Oh man, that smells. It smells just like the fan. Like it smells like when the fan's just done running overnight and the fan's hot. That's what it smells like. I'm smoking up the joint with the oil. Okay, well, all right. I'll be back when I'm done burning my bearings. All right, so the last clip you saw was like probably 9 p.m. Right now it's past midnight. So what I did is I had them on the light. And what I did after that is I took a lighter and I just held the lighter on there and I boiled a lot of the oil off. I probably think I got that on video. What I did is I went inside and I used my toaster oven. I know that sounds funny, but I used it. I stuck the rotor and the other two bearings in the toaster oven and I had them in there a long time. And the oil, I pretty much boiled everything off. I mean, there was like a little pool of oil in like the aluminum foil that I had there. It stunk really bad. Of course, it was smoking. The whole kitchen smelled and it was a mess. But there was virtually nothing on here. Now, I did the Dremel again with that cloth thing, and I polished the inside. I think I have it right here. I did this, where I went in here and I did the... It's really loud. You know, I did the thing where I went in here and did all that. And I did it till these were really, really, really hot and not a single drop of oil surfaced. So I must have boiled off almost everything. I mean, there's got to be at least 98% of that oil has got to be gone now. Because, I mean, I just kept it in the toaster oven over and over and over again. Because when I opened it, it just, smoke came out. So I just closed it and I just kept running it over and over. I'm like, might as well just boil it off. They were so hot that I took them with the pliers and I put it under the water in the sink and steam came off. It went tss. It didn't do that the other time when I used the torch or anything else. The rotor was the worst one. I put that under the sink and it was just steam everywhere. Now, the rotor didn't give off any oil. And I probably think, why did it give off oil? Why would you think that? Because I had another fan where I used the hairdryer to dry it after cleaning and it felt oily afterwards. So I thought maybe the rotor might have some oil on it too. I mean, after all, it touches the bearings like all the time. Like literally, they're always touching. So I figured it's got to be, you know, if this has oil buried inside of the metal, maybe this will too. No, this didn't. It looks the same. I cleaned it again with alcohol after I had it in there just to get any layer of anything off. I re-sanded the bearings and everything on the outside. I used the polish sander thing, the wire brush, whatever. I did it all the way around on the outside of the bearings completely. And then on the inside, I used the cloth polisher tool. And I each time rinsed with alcohol to keep cleaning it. I used paper towels and went inside and out of the bearing. repeat, wire brush sander, polisher, wire brush, polish, and alcohol right in between, cleaning everything, because alcohol will break down the oil just a little bit little. So instead of rinsing it with water or something else, I use the alcohol, plus it kills germs, and it's a lot better for bearings. Not good for my hands though. My hands are all dry and cracked, but whatever. So that's that. I'm done with whatever this boiling the oil off garbage is or burning the bearings. I'm done with that. Last couple hours I've been doing that. So what I'm gonna try and do now is put the motor together. I know it's like, really? Yes. The paint seems dry enough on the plates. I'm not gonna sand and repaint it like I thought I was. I saw some like little weird chipped edges. I'm like, I should just repaint and like sand it all off till it's all metal and then repaint. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. It's just a waste of time. Like no one's gonna see that. Like the fan's not even in good condition anyway. The grills are all yellow. They're cracked everywhere. The paint is bad on it. It's missing the handle. It's got a weird fake handle on there. The knob is dirty, you know, just little details. The blades are tarnished in some areas. So it's like that's after me restoring it. That's after, you know, trying to reverse all that. These are the new wicks right here for the front. I'm going to try and do that. Yeah, it was so bad upstairs I had to crack open a window and turn the like bathroom fan on over here to try and get it's starting to smell better up there, but yeah, that was pretty bad. And I had to take that aluminum foil, like I'm not going to put it in the garbage because it's just going to smell more. So I had to put it out in the garage. It stunk so bad. There was literally just a pool of like black oil at the bottom. I'm like, yeah. And some of that landed on the garage floor from earlier when I was boiling this off when it was stuck in the light and it dripped into the floor there in the garage. So that probably might ruin the floor. I don't know. Like it might. What are you going to do? It's the garage floor. You're not going to clean it. So there's just going to be oil there until it probably will deteriorate the concrete. I don't know. Now, for some reason, I have to clean my hands again for touching something that was already supposed to be clean. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to sit over here. Okay. So we have the bearing. We have this thing. Now, the front was the one that I had all the marks on. That's partly why I did that. So and the bearings were different. This is the front bearing. I remembered how they looked. Okay, it's this, then the retainer, then the bearing, then the wicks. Right? Yeah, well hold on, the bearing's gotta go around that. So the wicks have to squish around this somehow. Hopefully I can get this. I didn't want to put too much, but as you oil it, you know, the wicks will shrink in size because they'll soak the oil. So, but I like the retainer keeps the wicks from getting in front of the bearing and causing problems with the shaft. I'm gonna have to show you guys what fabric this is. I got it at Michael's. It's basically like the other wicks. It's just not as like spongy, but it's a very good material. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's soft. It doesn't really fray. It's kind of nice. This is the part that I was kind of afraid of. I was trying to reassemble this because this was riveted before. Okay, because I want to keep that pressure on there at all times. I don't want that moving. So right now I'm going to try and hold this with the Allen wrench. Use my... Oh, you kind of do it like that a little bit. I'm gonna hold that with the Allen wrench. Hopefully this is ready to tighten. I don't know. Now I'm gonna try and get the other one on. I'm using like every single finger right now. Every finger in my hands are being used for something. Okay, so the wrench doesn't reach there anymore. So see when I let go, it's still holding a little bit of tension now, but it's not completely tight. I didn't tighten it yet. That's the key. So I'm gonna let go of this. Now I don't have to hold that like that anymore. Now we're gonna do the other two. Remember, I'm just gonna go until the wrench will reach it. This is not tightening it. This is the equivalent of putting the motor together and, you know, hand tightening the nuts. I hate doing this. You got to get it started so then it'll ratchet. Let me get the Allen wrench. This is a modification, not a repair. Okay, the wrench doesn't reach anymore. Now the other ones are a little tighter and secure, so I'm going to try and ratchet that as much as I can. Looks like I got everything out of that, but now I'm going to go again. Do this. Stick the wrench on there, Allen wrench, hold it. Don't let it scrape the paint. I already threaded these on, so that way the nylon can thread like that upside down. If you're wondering. And if you're wondering why I'm putting it upside down, watch the video again. I'll go back to earlier, because I don't even remember why. Try and ratchet it as much as I can, because that wrench I know is not going to get it anywhere near tight. It can't. This looks really good. That looks kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. Looks a little weird, but it looks kind of cool. Same thing, I'm going to grab the little wrench here. I like this little wrench because I can hold it with my one hand, like this. I can hold it just like that with my thumb on the front. And then I'm going to use my other hand to do this. I'm going to really, just until I can't anymore, I'm going to go like medium strength. I'm going to go to the next one. Same thing, medium strength. Right there. See, they're all the same like tension right now, thanks to the way I did this. Medium strength. Next one. Medium strength. I'm going to go back to the first one, or I think it's the first one. Just check the tension there. See how this is. Now that's pretty tight. See how I'm barely kind of doing it. I'm not even really applying force, and it's not going any further. That's where you want it. You don't need to sit there and get a giant bar out and torque it down, because that's not going to do anything. This is good enough. The biggest thing is to make sure the pressure is equal on all four nuts. If you're tightening this one really tight, and then you're going over here, no, you need to do here a little bit, here a little bit, then here a little bit, here a little bit. Then once they're all at the same tension, that's when you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 until they're all exactly the same. And I'm going to just double check here. I'm just going to feel. They all feel about the same amount of tension right now. They're all, yeah, I can just tell. So as far as that goes, this is put together. It's actually ready to be oiled and used. That's crazy. So this actually went a lot smoother than I thought. This is really cool. Kind of excited to see the results. The bearing looks pretty bad though. Ideally you would just replace the bearings. I don't know where to find them. I haven't done any research. But that's the best thing. Let's say I got new bearings coming in the mail in a couple weeks. Let's say I ordered them tonight, right? I could just take this back apart. If I want to replace the wicks, okay, I got 50 yards of that. I don't care. Replace the wicks in 2 seconds, drop and get the bearings, and I just have to wipe down the inside of this, and I'm back to a fresh start in, what, a couple minutes? That's the best part about this. It's just not permanent. Whereas if I re-rivet it, and I got to do all that garbage all over again. I think if I can find the bearings, I might try and replace them, but it's going to be hard because I'm going to need the bearing for reference. And I just want to see how this performs first. I mean, I don't need it to be perfect. If the fan just runs, that's all I need it to do. Runs with a decent spin down, that's good enough for me. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's only when the bearings are a problem, like, then I'm going to replace it. But the bearings are fine. So, I'm going to do the rear plate off camera real quick because I don't think you want to see me do the exact same thing twice. And then I guess, I can't believe I'm saying this, and then I guess we'll assemble the motor already. Yeah, already. I thought I was going to like do this maybe Saturday or Sunday. I guess I'm doing it today, Thursday. So, because tomorrow I'm going to put the 47 together. So that's tomorrow's thing. Today's thing was just to get a little bit progress on this, but I think I got a way further ahead than I thought. Okay, so I'm back. This is the back plate right here. Here's the back plate. The thrust washers, I had them soaking in alcohol for the past couple of hours. I just squeezed all the fiber washers and everything out. I just cleaned all these manually one by one. So that's as best as they're gonna get. I just don't want any oil contamination, but at this point, you know, I can't get every single micro drop of oil out of there. So, but yeah, and then the rotor is as clean as I can get it. So everything's basically just, this is the best as I can get. Besides getting new bearings, I don't think I can really improve further here. I mean, maybe I can replace some of these fiber washers and thrust washers, but this is probably as good as I'm gonna get it for now. You know what I mean? And I think this is good enough. I think this will hopefully get the fan back to where I want it. I don't know if this will fix the medium speed thing, but it should run just better and it shouldn't be leaking oil anymore. So hopefully that's where I can get it. I think this fan was leaking oil too. I don't think it was just the 47. I think both of them were leaking oil. So that's great. Anyways, I have two groups of washers here, the back and the front. There's, I think, 8 in total. Yeah, there's 8. So 8 different washers. We have fiber, disc, and regular washers. So we can install them and I'll show you. Start off with the back of the rotor. This is also for just future me and future reference. So this is mine. I made this. This is a felt washer for just spacing. I made this out of just like felt paper from like Michael's a couple of years ago. So felt washer. I'm then going to do a fiber washer like that. And then I'm going to do a thrust washer. This one came with the fan. So that's going to go on there. It's gray and stupid looking. And then I'm going to do the disc washer on the last, because that's what contacts the bearing and you want that to be the smooth one. So usually the one against the bearing will be the very thin washer. And all the fiber washers should be against the rotor right here because they have a lot of friction. You don't want that against the bearing. And then the thrust washers are basically just spacers between fiber and disc washers. So then we're going to go to the front, same thing. We have a fiber washer, so that's going to go on first. That's going to go down to the back. We have not one but 2 nylon. These are new. I bought these at Ace, so these are newer. These are the white nylon. I got white, so when it gets dirty, I can tell. There's 2 of those because 2 of those equal similar to like the one gray on the back. I have to lower this. I can't. So there's that, and then we're gonna cap that off with a disc washer, just like that. So there's the S-23's S-23 washer combo. I have to do it like this because this fan had a lot of... Well, it had thrust washer problems right off the bat. There was a lot of play in the shaft. So... And then one of those gray ones that was on the front, like, cracked. It completely cracked. I think I still have it. It went bad, so... Since that one on the front cracked, I just bought 2 white ones that are kind of similar, a little bit longer length. So that's how we ended up with a bunch of washers. So the S-23's got a custom set. Just gonna drench this in oil. I'm not using the oil port for a reason. Because, A, it's slower. I need the oil to be exactly onto the bearing and fresh in the wicks now. Right? If I use this, I gotta wait for this garbage to slowly absorb its way down. I'm not gonna do that. I need it to be right there instantly. Right there, right now. Then I'm going to take my rotor and I'm going to oil the shaft. Not too crazy, just a dash, a shot of oil is all we need. A little bit on the thrust washer. Now this oil does penetrate a little bit. I don't know if Zoom Spout does, but I know this one does. So if there's any bad oil, it's going to come out very quickly. You know, because it's been so long, I'm a little rusty. But whatever. Alright, yeah, see, I just put the stator on backwards. We're getting there. It's alright. We're getting there. One failure at a time, we're getting there. Okay. That immediately went right where I wanted it. So thank you. You're nice to me today. Okay, now we're gonna do rotor next. Drop the rotor in there like that. The bearing is crooked or something's crooked here. I'm sure you can see what I'm doing. It's not very clear, but it doesn't matter. This goes there. That goes in there. There's a little bit of air pressure, so we're gonna release and then drop back down. A little bit of bounciness. Oh man, that's really annoying. Okay, and then a little more oil because I don't want to have to go back in and do all that again. I'll even put some in an oil port here just so we can test it out. I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll find out. If and when it does. Now this has got the tapered shaft, so you have to like do that. You have to give it a little masculinity, you know? Show it who's boss. Now I'm gonna get a bunch of comments saying, you can't say that. Yeah, I can. I just did. What are you gonna do about it? Alright, let's see here. Sorry if you can't see this. I'm just trying to line this up off camera because it's really hard to realign it once you goof it up the first 20 times. This piece of garbage phone has 3 cameras, okay? It's an iPhone 15 Pro, and an Apple, I'm calling you out on this. And it doesn't autofocus. All the other phones, I had a 13 before that had 2 cameras. That focused just fine. Autofocus, that is. So if I brought something up close to the camera, see, look. My hand is blurry. It doesn't focus on my hand like it should. See how it doesn't do anything? I have to manually, like, screw around with the screen. That is annoying. Sometimes I'm not behind the camera, you know? Sometimes I'm recording myself or doing what I'm doing here, and I gotta be close to the object and not behind the camera. I'm not gonna sit here and sit behind the camera and go, and, you know? Makes me mad. Now, maybe there's some setting or whatever to fix that, but I looked and I don't remember seeing anything because obviously I would have fixed it by now. So, Apple, fix your garbage. Making me mad with this trash. Like, the cameras are nice. I can do some cool macro shots and cool other things. You know, it comes in handy, alright? But for some reason, autofocus just doesn't exist or something. Like, I don't know what's going on. So, anyways, I'm tightening these down. Okay, before I do anything, get comfy, I'm going to hit the shaft because I'm a maniac. Right now we're going to get some more masculinity on here. You thought I was done being a man? No. I'm still going to do my manly acts by barbarically hitting the shaft. Alright. Give it a little tappity tap. I got oil all over my phalanges. We'll wipe that on there. That's why we have it. I'm not even putting pressure on that. That is just that's like low to medium tension right there. That's not really cranking it down because you don't need to. And if it's too tight, now here's the thing, remember there's a lot of thrust washers in this motor that the more I tighten it down, the more I'm squishing everything together, creating friction, and then it's not going to run very well. Yeah, this oil is fine. I'm looking, it's coming out clear, so that's fine. Zoom Spout, and I'm not using that anymore. It's not the greatest. It does feel a little heavy to turn, but it's dead silent. I don't hear anything moving. I don't hear like any like like you know, you can kind of hear that with some motors. Dead silent. I hear nothing because I put my ear to it. It's like completely quiet. Now, as you know, when this runs a little bit more, the motor will break itself in. When you do work like this, you need to run it a little bit after you just do like a fresh re-oil. You know, if you really clean it out enough and re-oil it, then yeah. You're gonna have to give it some time. That doesn't look like my S-23 motor at all. That looks like I ripped it out of like a K223 second gen. It's hard to believe that that's a first gen square stator on the S-23. That looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. I look like all those other fan collectors that do stuff in their basement and like have like a white wall in the background. Now I'm one of them. So this right here, this is my S-23. I got this one off of eBay, and cost me a lot of money. And now we're here in my basement, we're putting it together. This right here is the motor to it, and I'm putting on all the nuts. Then, after I put on all my nuts, I'm going to take my wrench and I'm going to go at it like this in just a couple moments. And there we go. Just like that. Then take my wrench and I'm going to go like this. And then like this. Oh, dang on. Dude, that motor looks really good. Like before it was all ugly looking, now it's like pure white. It looks brand new. So now we're gonna install the blade set. This is a 3-bladed fan, so we're gonna, that goes on there like that. Oh, that's a little too big though. I think this is the wrong model. I think I got the wrong model. Oh wait, but it screws in there, I think. So this must be just a 2-bladed fan then. So we'll just put the blades on like that, and that'll be that. But we're not there yet. We need to do the cord so we have power. Unless it's stick. Alright, fine. No bag. Fine, you have it your way. We'll deal with that later. Right now we need to verify if this thing works before we get comfy. Well, I know it works. I put on this stupid nut. Well, I wanted the bag because now the wires are hanging out everywhere. That's not safe according to the Geneva Conventions. Stick that on there real nice. Keep our bag away from safety. Dude, this cord's gonna be like 2 feet long. I should have got a longer cord. And I didn't because I'm stupid. Dude, this is like, well actually that's not too bad. That's like a 3-foot, that's like a 4-foot long cord. Kind of. That's not that bad, okay? It's not that bad. Alright. Yeah, let me pull that back out. I'll be right back. I gotta restrip this. So I want to stay. Not gonna lie, that looks really cool. Okay, now we're gonna get the blades on. Oh, that was literally what it was. It's like, really? Is that in too much? I'm gonna make sure that lines up. Okay. I'm going to make sure it's flat with the front, and then I'm going to tighten it down. You want to make sure that the screw is perfectly parallel to the flat spot on the shaft. You don't want that to be off or crooked. Like right now it's a little off now because I was touching it and talking. Because then otherwise when you go to take the blades off again, it's going to create a groove and an angle, and you're going to have a bad time. Ask me how I know. I'm going to move it this way, and I'm going to try and get some good strength on that. Okay, really? All right, ready? Spin down test. Let's take a look at this spin down. After all that work, and it's not great and it's not terrible. That's actually pretty good. Well, kind of. Well, I don't know. I have to run it, let the motor get warm so that all the oil kind of goes where it needs to go. Right now we're not there yet. I guess we just test it and run it. I don't know where to test it and run it. I don't have a surface over there. There is a reason I put this on wheels. Now you see. Is that even centered, the wheels? Yeah, actually it looks pretty good. So I'm just going to wheel this over and then plug it in because I don't have anywhere else to test it. And on the table there's like 80 paper towels. I don't want all these paper towels and stuff blowing around. So we're going to have to just do it like this with whatever we want to call this. The fan. Portable box fan. Get it? Because it's very portable. Okay. Still startup sound. Good news is it still runs. Didn't break anything. That's good. See, it takes a while. It slows down for a long time. Still slowing down. That's weird. Shouldn't be doing it that long. Okay, I'm hearing a little noise from the motor. This thing's really humming. I don't know if you can, the camera's picking it up. And this thing is really humming. That's really weird. See, that's the thing, you can do all this motor work. You can never reverse the amount of hours on the motor or the stator. Like all the hours that are on the windings and stator, you can't reverse that. So you could refurbish the whole fan top to bottom, you know, mechanically, you know, new bearings, new wicks, new paint, new everything. And the fan will still run a certain way if the stator and stuff is that old, or the rotor and shaft is scratched up. You have a lot of scoring on the shaft. You know. Well, see, now it's picking up speed, so I don't know what it's doing. I don't have my kilowatt meter with me. It's upstairs somewhere. Like upstairs, like my bedroom. See, now it's picking up. So that's weird. So when I dropped it down to low, it really dropped. Now the speed's picking up a little bit. Mind you, I haven't turned the fan on in like 3 months. It's not like I ran this before doing all this work. Like, the last time I ran this was sometime like for going to bed 3 months ago. See? Picking up speed now. You can hear things moving around that weren't moving around before. Maybe it just is on a cold start. I don't know why that would be on a... I mean, I guess it makes sense, but not really. Because, like, so far all winter, it's been down here, so it could be just on a cold start. Okay, now it's really picking up. Might have to get behind it. Looks like it's going to tip. That's weird. I wish I had that on the kilowatt meter. I'd like to know what that was drawing, doing this cold start. Yeah, now it's going. There it is. There's my S-23. Back in business. Only took 4 minutes to start up. It literally took like 5 minutes to get up to speed. That's crazy. That's why I was like thinking, should I run this on low first? Because I didn't know what the state of the motor was like. I didn't know if it was going to be like this or not. There you go. That's much better. That's how far I can go. Here it's still. Let's go up to high. Let's see the spin down. That thing moves there. Forgot how strong my S-23 was. It's been a while. Spin down's not that great. Not gonna lie. Not that great. But you know what? It's usually... I don't know why I say that. Because like every time I work on the motor and I put it together, it has a bad spin down. It's just because... you could just take the motor apart and put it back together without even doing work, like without even doing anything. Just taking the motor apart and putting it back together just for the sake of it, and it would your spin down would be hindered, like just from that. Like I'm not even kidding. Like it kind of resets it for some reason. So I don't know. I'll have to run it for a little bit. Again, I think the motor needs to warm up and really. You get there, it's not going to warm up, and it's cold down here. The fan running is going to make it more cold. I didn't run it that long. And with the motor work I did to it, all that bad oil should be out of there. Which means there should be less friction because it shouldn't be gummy or any stickiness. All that should be gone. hey, it runs. So to all the people that think that you can't drill those rivets out and do work like that, you can, because I just did it right here. And not only did I do it right here first time, never did it before, but I turned it into like a tutorial. I was trying to video everything I was doing and learning along the way, so that way you don't have to. So that way you can just do what I did as a process rather than just trying to explore and figure out what you have to do. Like burning the bearing, I didn't think I'd have to do that until I was trying to polish the inside, and by the friction warming it up, I started to see oil appear. And that's what got me thinking somehow there's oil trapped inside. So I had to boil the oil off, literally. But now I know, like next time I go to do this, A, it's possible, and B, I can do the oil thing and I can boil it outside somewhere so I can get rid of it and it stinks out there. You know, I have wicks already. So it's like, it can be done. You just go to Michael's, you can buy some of the wicks. I'm going to show you what it is in a second. You can replace the bearings if you need to. So now box fan bearing replacements are now doable. Well, depending on the motor. You know, for like the plastic motors, you're cooked pretty much. You can't really do anything about that one. Well, this might be ready to run like I thought, because this fan actually comes upstairs next week to run overnight. That's why I was doing all this now. And as long as the paint on the motor doesn't smell bad, because it does stink a little bit near the fan. It smells like spray paint. Which, as long as that, I mean, that should air out. I'm not worried about that. As long as that airs out, the fan can be used, like as soon as very soon. Like I said, this is completely new. I have not done this before. This is completely new repair that I've done, a new procedure, which is cool. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was kind of a pain, but really, like, you could do this. Like, you just need a drill, and you need like an Ace Hardware nearby to get the, you know, the screws and stuff, and maybe some wicks. That's basically it. I mean, as long as you know how to clean stuff and you can clean the metal. I mean, you don't have to paint the motor. I just, you know, mine was all scratched and ruined, so I just decided to paint it anyway. So the paint was all flaked, it was rusted in some spots. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna paint it. But like the 47, like theoretically, I just can take that, drill that out, just replace the wicks, and that's it. Maybe, you know, obviously clean the bearing and stuff out, but you don't need to get that excessive, you know. So another thing with this fan is when the motor warms up and I hit the fan to medium, it'll make like a grinding noise. I don't know why it does that. I would know, but because like after running it overnight in the morning and I go to turn it off, I have to like, you know, go past medium to get to the off position. And the minute I hit to medium, it goes, and then I get to high and then it stops. And then off, and then obviously it's off. So I'm curious to see if maybe this fixed that. I doubt it, because it's a bearing problem, I think. But you never know. Like, just drilling out the rivets and having used the screws and tightening them might change something, but I don't know. So that motor looks a lot nicer. Here we go. Here's high. See, it's making a sound now. It wasn't doing that earlier. Whoa. See, it's making a rattling or some sort of weird noise now. It wasn't doing that before. See, that's why we're doing this, so we can see what happens. It's probably just the bearings. I'm literally going to probably have to replace them, because they're total trash. And the shaft is also kind of garbage. But yeah, so alright, we'll see what happens in the next clip, but yeah. Alright, this is how the fan's running. It's making a weird noise on the back now, so that's interesting. Not sure what that's about. Hear that? When I go to medium, it grinds. I think we need new bearings or something, dude. Now we're getting all sorts of nice collection of music coming out of the motor now. And then both of the noises go away on high. See how it doesn't grind when it goes from high to low. It's only when it hits to medium, which is really, really strange. Huh. There's not much I can do except maybe try and remove one of the felt washers to try and see if I can space everything differently. I'm not sure. Okay, so ran it for about 30 minutes. The motor is getting warm. See if it still does the medium thing. The noise has kind of gone down. That noise is not that prominent now. You can hear it, but it's not as loud as it was. Here's medium. Okay. It's going away. It's going away. So when it warms up, I wasn't expecting that. So I'm gonna actually try something. I'm gonna remove one of the fiber washers because I feel like that's what's causing this problem right now. I'm gonna explain why. The spin down is really bad. Okay, so the spin down got noticeably worse, but the noise has started to go away and the medium thing wasn't that bad. Okay, so that's really weird. So because of this closed back shaft, when you put the shaft back in, when you oil it, there's a little bit of air pressure that pushes the rotor forward. And I'm thinking that combined with, I just had a lot of thrust washers on there, so there's like zero play. I'm thinking maybe I have a little bit too many. Like that doesn't move. Like that is probably maybe too tight, which is causing a lot of weight when I go to spin it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try and remove, I have that black felt washer, I'm gonna take that out. And I wanna see, I wanna run it again, see how it performs. I also wanna check on the oil. I wanna make sure that no bad oil snuck in from somewhere. I mean, I burned the bearings and I soaked the thrust and the fiber washers in rubbing alcohol, and then I like squeezed them dry like a sponge. I rinsed them out and like really tried to wash and clean them out. So I think right now it's a matter of thrust washers and the position of the rotor and the shaft. I think if we can nail that, we're good to go. I mean, the bearings are garbage, right? There's no doubt about that. The bearings are trash. The shaft is no good. I mean, the scoring on that is not even, yeah. And that's pretty rare. Usually the rotor is like, usually that's like the longest lasting thing with the fan. Usually your bearings, your wicks will go first. You know, your windings or motor will die before anything else goes bad. The rotor will be always the last standing thing. So it's kind of weird that the shaft is already kind of going bad because of the all the scoring and grinding. Something tells me, because like I was saying before, when I got this fan, one of the thrust washers was cracked, and it was kind of like, you know, opened a little bit, and it wasn't really kind of tight on the shaft. First of all, how do you even crack a thrust washer? Like, how that doesn't, like, just, it doesn't happen. Like, that's very rare. So unless it was like in extreme weather conditions, I'm not sure how the thrust washer just cracked like that. That to me doesn't make any sense. And then it was running with the cracked thrust washer for who knows how many years before I got it and removed it and replaced it with new ones. So I'm not sure what was going on, but there's a really deep groove on the back of the shaft, there's a really deep groove. And I'm thinking that groove is hitting the bearing in a weird spot when I hit medium. So when I hit medium, this shaft slightly hits back a little bit. And that groove is probably just touching the bearing a little bit, causing that grinding noise when I go to medium. I'm guessing that's what it is. So if I remove one of the fiber washers, it should go back further and it hopefully won't make that noise anymore. I'm guessing, I don't know. The good news is I shouldn't have to get back in here though. So the bearings and everything, all that stuff should be fine. We're gonna take a look at it anyway. I'm just curious to see how it looks after. I mean, it's been about 24 hours since I put the motor together and had it like this. So, yeah, and I ran it a little bit so it's nice and warm and toasty. So we're gonna see how that goes. Okay. So the shaft still feels like it did when I put it together. There is virtually no play, which is good, but I feel like there needs to be a little bit of play with something like this because clearly the position of this is unhappy. Remember that groove that's on the back of the rotor? Well, I think that's touching something, or there's something going on. It's either in contact with a thrust washer and it's making a noise. I don't know if that grinding noise is really the bearing. It just sounds like, honestly, I think it's the thrust washers. That's what I honestly believe. Something deep inside is telling me it's a thrust washer problem because of the way it's behaving. Okay, motor split. Are you gonna be friendly with us today? No, you're not. Okay, well that's fine, because I don't need you to be. Did you hear that little snap? So there was... Whoa, that stinks. Wow. That smells really bad, actually. Like the weird charcoal, smoke, steamy smell. Burnt metal. Like those bearings, burning the bearings like left a smell onto them. Like it tainted the smell of the bearing. Okay, the good news is the oil that's in here obviously looks fine because it's just a couple days old here. You can't really see anything in there, but it looks fine. Everything looks fine. Everything looks exactly the same as when I put it together, which is good. That's what I want. Okay, here's the new setup. Felt washer is getting removed. We don't need it, or I don't think we need it. I'm going to do a fiber washer on both sides. So one fiber washer, just like that. I'm then going to put the goofy, weird, like really goofy on this way. I'm going to put that gray one on the front this time. And then I'm going to put the two white ones on the back. Previously I had the white ones on the front. I think that this is... Well, this could cause problems too, but I don't know. We're going to just try it. And then I'm going to put a disc washer on both sides. There we go. I don't think I even need to re-oil that. It's soaked in oil. I don't think I need to do anything. Looks fine. I'm going to stick this on there. Or we're not, because it's not working. Let's see what happens. Here's how Yeah, the startup sound got louder. As well. Like when I put it to low, it's still slowing down the low. Like that's how long it takes. And then once it does that, then it gets back up to speed again, which is really weird. It's like pick one and stick with it. You go back up to high. Spin down. Okay, the fiber washers are now, well, thrust washers, everything's all moved around. And there's fiber washer removed. Ah, look at that. Okay, so the spin down is way better right off the bat. Spin down's better, the weird noise went away. Now the grinding on medium, I don't know. I didn't hear it. So what I need to do is I need to run the fan for a little while. So I'm gonna bring this upstairs so I can run it and keep an eye on it while it's running. And then I'll come back when I have an update. Okay, it's been about probably 15 minutes. The motor is warm enough. I do hear the noise, but it's a lot quieter, and I noticed the fan's just running way better, which I'm kind of shocked by. I mean, I guess thrust washers can change a lot of things. It's taking in a good amount of air here, which is nice. Alright, now let's see if it does that medium speed thing still. I don't know, I'm kind of curious. I don't know, actually. It's like a 50-50. Here we go. Oh, still does it. What if it does it when it speeds up? Still does it when it speeds up. Tilt it. Still does it. That's really weird. You can feel it on the cabinet when it makes that noise. Like a serious. I'm trying to like knock it back into place here. Like the shaft is in a funny position making it do that. It's just vibrating. Yeah, see? Then it stops. That's really odd. Like really weird. Yeah, unfortunately I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix that. I don't know. Well, at this point, what is there left to do besides replace the bearings? Right? I mean, that's probably maybe gonna fix it, but the shaft has that really bad groove on the back. And that I can't fix. I can't really replace the shaft. Yeah, now the spin down's slightly worse. The spin down used to be really good in this fan when I first got it. Like after my first, like, I cleaned everything, gave it new oil, ran really well. And now it doesn't really do that. This trash in the middle. Like, I have now the wire brush sander thing. I could totally take the blades off and start sanding them. I might even try that now and just see what it looks like. Or like right here, you got all this like tarnish and dirt and whatever that is. Like, can that be sanded off or what? And then can I repolish the blades? I'm sure it won't hurt, you know, to get these to like a mirror look. I mean, the blades are already really shiny, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I can go miles and miles ahead with that. Alright, I'm just polishing the blades again for some reason. Yeah, there's a difference. There is a difference. So I just put a dot of some polish that was left on the popsicle stick on the center. Like, I'm gonna put it on the entire center. There you go. And now I'm gonna polish this using the fan running. So here we go. Like that. Super fast method. Grab a clean spot, do it again. Was that not the quickest way to polish something? Look at the front of that. Huh. Okay, well the front of that could be polished really well. I wonder if I can get the hub by doing the same method. Also, don't do this. This is kind of dangerous. Dude, the whole hub is like reflective. Thanks to me doing that. But see, now you get this kind of like circular look. Like it's polished in a circle. Rather than like me doing this and it's all like uneven. So yeah, I guess if you polish it more than once, it stacks. Alright, this is after running all night. It seems to be fine. Look at that cord, way longer. And this thing's just running beautifully. Perfectly fine. So here's what we're gonna do about the medium speed thing. It's making a funny noise. So I have nothing I can do about medium speed right now. There's just nothing I can do. I'm guessing the medium thing has to do with that deep groove on the back shaft from something that must have happened. Or maybe it's one of the bearings. I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the switch later. This will be on video, I think. We're going to remove the medium wire. I don't want... So that way when I pass through medium, that doesn't even happen. Medium will just be in off position for now, temporarily. The reason is because if I don't find new bearings for a while, in the event that that's the case, plus I need to run this fan for the rest of the week here. That was Tuesday night, so now we got Wednesday and Wednesday night. I don't want to have to keep passing through medium like that, and every time I do that, it's going to grind the bearings, or it's grinding something, and it's going to hurt the shaft, and it's going to hurt the bearings. Now, I need to kind of protect that shaft, because if I replace the bearings, there is no replacing the rotor. So the bearings could be probably replaced, the rotor can't. So that's what I'm saying, like, I don't really want to keep running it on medium like that. So we're going to have to remove the medium wire. So every time I pass by it, it'll just be in off position and it's not going to do anything. Because I don't want to do anything that hurts this, whatever is left of this motor. We need to preserve everything we have. And if I'm stuck with those bearings for a while, you know, I don't want this medium speed thing to start affecting low or high. Because that's all I got right now. And I need low speed. I don't care about high speed, but I need low speed. So if something happens to low speed, that's game over, because then I can't use the fan anymore overnight. So that's why I'm going to remove the medium wire, so that way that's not going to happen. But in the meanwhile, I am going to try and look for bearings or try and solve the problem if I can. But I mean, I rotated the thrust washers around. I removed a couple, added some. It doesn't, I can't fix it. I don't know. It's something bad, and I'm really hoping it's not the rotor, because that means even if I replace the bearings, it's still going to do it. So, not sure what we can do about that. I need to wrap up this video. This is kind of taking too long. Long story short, I have like 3 fans I'm working on right now, and I only have so many days off and like so much time to do all these things before I it's like I work, day off, work, day off. So I'm like trying to do as much as I can on my days off, and that's making this more stressful. So basically what you saw in that clip is I flipped the fan upside down because someone on the fan forum told me to try it to see if that would get rid of the noise, and it does. Apparently putting the fan upside down makes it stop making that noise. I don't know how that does anything, but somehow that works. So I don't know, but is there anything I could do to fix that? Right now, I don't know. My knowledge is blank in that regard. I would think maybe flipping the motor plates upside down would do it, but it just doesn't make sense that no matter, like, what? Like, how does that even affect anything? And how come it wasn't really doing that before when I first got the fan? Like, what changed? I don't know. There's too many questions I can't answer. Right now, at the time of this recording, I just got that like PGD3 first gen in the mail, so that video just started yesterday. Last week this fan ran for the week that I said it was, from like Tuesday to Sunday night. It ran perfectly fine on low. It kept me asleep. No issues, no complaints, nothing. It ran probably better than it did last time it was upstairs running, because upstairs last time it was leaking oil, right? And then 3 months go by, and then that's this video, taking this fan apart. So the fan is not leaking oil, and it is fixed. So we fixed that. We just can't fix the bearing noise on medium. That's the only thing I can't fix. I've tried to look for new bearings. I can't seem to find any. So in time, I'll find a solution. Just, it's not going to be right now. It'll probably be a part 2 to this video, and that'll be putting an end to the bearing problem once and for all. Because if I can put an end to that, then, I mean, right now, name another collector that knows how to fix it, because there probably isn't one. So I'd like to be the first that can fix that, so that way other people can follow my lead and fix their fans too. Because right now we have people that are just like, oh, I need to buy a new motor. Like, guys, we can't keep throwing all these motors out. We only have so many. There's only so many of these left, right? There's only so many McMillans and so many whatever motors left. We throw them all away because of stupid problems like that. Like, right now, there's a lot of collectors out there that would rationally think that, oh, it makes noise on medium, time to find a new motor, and then that'll end up in the trash, the motor will. And that's like kind of a waste, because everything else is fine, right? And I think that's kind of stupid. If we can just go in the motor and find the problem, we can preserve more of these. So, but also I like to salvage things. I don't like to throw things away if I don't have to, and or replace stuff if I don't have to. Like the handle, I have no choice. I have to find a new handle. But what I don't like doing is taking a handle off another fan that's okay, and then now that fan has no handle either, right? All I'm doing is I'm just passing the problem on. I'm just passing the problem to the next fan, and then the fan after that, right? You take a motor out of another fan, well, now that fan needs a new motor, right? So it just, the chain continues until eventually you just have, too many problems. But if I can start with the problem and end with this beginning, there's no need to replace the motor. There's no need to do all that, because I would have fixed it, right? And then the fans that I would have taken the motor from, they can now live too. So there's my little rant on that. Not that it matters. I'm not calling you out specifically. I'm just saying, before you think about throwing something away like this, or even just a part, whether that might be the handle snapped in half, right? The knob ruined. Anything can be fixed. There's a solution to everything, whether you think there is or not, there is. And I know I can fix this fan. I know I can fix the medium thing. It's just a matter of time, so I can understand, and maybe I'll just run into a place that has the bearings. I don't know. I'll find a way somehow. So there's my little rant on that. But as far as this fan goes, like I said, as far as, you know, the medium thing will fix itself eventually. I'll make a part 2 when that time comes. We'll fix the medium speed. For now, the fan's fine, right? I just need it to run on low overnight, you know, for 1 week every like 3 months. That's all this fan has to do. That's its whole job. If it can do that, I'm happy. That's all I need it to do. So right now we've repolished the blades, right? So that looks great. The fan's looking great. I'm gonna off camera fix some cracks in the grill. I'm gonna just seal some cracks up and do some work like that. We replaced the cord, so that's nice. Got a brand new, much longer than the original, mind you. And the wiring, everything looks pretty good. The whole fan's looking great right now. Everything's going pretty well for the S-23, and we got the motor painted, so that was the big one. And there's new wicks. The bearings have been boiled, right? So there's all the oil is flushed out. That's a very big step. This fan has came a long way, and I'm very happy for the fan and with my own work that I got it to this point, because the fan is much better off now than it was before. So, yeah. So let this be an inspiration to you. Don't, you know, save your fans. Give your fans some help. You know, they serve you, right? They keep you cool. They'll run overnight. They'll do whatever. Can you serve them? Can you clean them now? That's how I kind of look at this whole thing. The fan serves me to a degree, right? I need it to run overnight. And because that fan could do that for me, am I going to be too lazy to say, nah, I'm not going to polish the blades. Nah, I'm not going to clean that. Nah, I'm not going to... Why not? Well, you're too lazy to take the motor apart to oil it, or to clean the blades, or to clean the fan? Like, come on, take care of it. Takes care of you, take care of the fan back. So there's my little rant. There's people like that, they're like that, you know, not necessarily collectors, but I've just seen people that are just like, they don't take care of their stuff, and then when their stuff dies, they get mad. Oh, my dishwasher, or this, my hair dryer is messed up. And then you look at the hair dryer, it's all dirty because they never cleaned it or took it. It's like, if you take care of your stuff, it'll last longer. It's all relative, you know. If you take care of the fan, it'll take care of you. Easy. I mean, I don't get why that's so hard for a lot of people to understand, but whatever. And hopefully this video was some sort of help to you. I think that's kind of primarily why I'm uploading this. I mean, yeah, entertainment for sure, but I'm hoping that out of whatever amount of views this video gets, that some person out there say, you know what, whether that might be my little rant and my little PSA there at the end about taking care of stuff, maybe that'll be a push for them to do something. Maybe their fan has a problem with oil too. Maybe their fan's leaking oil too, right? Maybe they want to fix that. Maybe they know how, right? Maybe my knowledge can now be passed on to someone else. That's my ultimate goal here. You know, in the end, we're all fan collectors. We have a thing for these fans. We're a community, right? Our whole thing is centered around these fans, right? The more we can learn and grow and progress to save them, I mean, that's all I'm trying to do here. So, I mean, I don't think anyone else is going to drill the rivets out in the motor. I don't think anyone was going to dare to do that. I'm like, I'll do it. I don't care. Because you know what? I have enough faith that I'll fix it, and I have enough faith that it'll be fine. And it shows. It was fine. Goes a long way, right? But, I don't know. If you guys enjoyed this video, I will see you guys in the next one.